like to talk to you about Cy Young. Basically, anybody in this classroom ever played baseball with their old man? You know, played catch, did something with your, you know, even playing catch with each other. Basically, Cy Young was the first person to really be one of the greatest pitchers in the history of Major League Baseball. So I'm going to kind of tell you about his humble beginnings, his baseball career, and what he kind of did afterwards. Cy Young is actually, his real name is Denton True Cy Young. His nickname is actually Cyclone, and they named him Cyclone because when he did a lot of fastball pitching, his fastball was so overpowering that every time the ball would hit the fence, it would just obliterate the fence. So everybody's like, man, we're going to call you Cyclone. So basically, that's where the name came from. Cy Young was born on March 29th, 1867 in Gilmore, Ohio, which is my wife's hometown. So he was a child. He was one of 5 children, and he was the oldest child. So back then, during farming times, a lot of people would quit school, usually in the 6th grade, and they would do that to help their families out. And that was the normal thing back then. Now, during his baseball career, he played for 2 different teams, but they had similar names. There was the Cleveland Spiders, which is today the equivalent of the Cleveland Indians. He played for the Boston Americans, which is now the Boston Red Sox. Again, the Cleveland Naps, again the Cleveland Indians, and he also played for the Boston Nationals. Now, during his illustrious career, he had 7,335 innings pitched. He also had 845 games started. Complete games, he pitched 749 complete games. The downfall of all that is he actually is still the leader in most losses in Major League Baseball history with 316. When you pitch that many games, it's bound to happen. Now, a couple other things, stats with him. He had pitched 3 no-hitters in his entire career, and he was also the first pitcher in Major League Baseball history to introduce the changeup. So that's some of his things he's credited with his history. Now, after baseball, he kind of went back to his farming ways. I mean, a lot of people back in that day played the game of baseball for fun. It's not like today where a lot of athletes make all this money, they live in these big, huge mansions. Most baseball players back then didn't make a lot of money. It was mostly for fun. So he went back to his home in Peoria, Ohio, and ran his family farm until his death on November 4th, 1955, where he died on his family farm. Now, a lot of things that you could kind of say about him is he was kind of more of a down-to-earth person. Never really played the game for the fame, was always really down-to-earth. A lot of people would call him, you know, Farmer Young. I mean, that's just basically what he did. Now, it wasn't until 1956, after his death, that they actually established the Cy Young Award, which is actually awarded to the baseball's best pitcher. Basically, it was awarded by Ford Frick, who was the Major League Baseball commissioner during that time. Now, the year later, after Ford Frick had retired, they actually made it to where there was 2 leagues established with the American League and National League, and that is why today the Cy Young Award is both awarded to one of the National League best pitchers and the American League.